Welcome to the Divine Renovation Podcast. Divine Renovation is a Catholic ministry dedicated to parish renewal. We provide coaching and tools to help parishes escape maintenance mode, reclaim their purpose, and get back on track for mission. On today's podcast, Father Jochem van Velthoven joins us from the Netherlands. Father Jochem shares about the importance of meeting people where they are at as we share the faith. He tells stories of people so hungry for transformation that they have literally shown up on his doorstep to ask about God. Enjoy today's episode.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the DR podcast. I'm Jacqueline Marie, the storyteller at DR, and I am here with my co-host, Dan O'Rourke, the president of DR. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Jacqueline. It's so good to see you. I was looking forward to this all week, and here we are.
And it's a good thing that we're both already here because our guest is actually already only a few minutes away. So we need to leap right into this interview. So for listeners at home, I want to give you a little bit of background that today we're going to be speaking with Father Jochem from the Netherlands, who is a parish priest who just has an unbelievable story of coming from the world of high finance, very successful, receiving the call to be a priest and following it to the point that not only did he give up a really successful career and follow this vocation, but he really ended up in a pretty crazy living situation originally because of what was available at the parish that he was asked to lead. So join us to listen to this great interview as Father Jochem tells us all about his passion for mission and why to him, even if he has to be the one cleaning toilets in his parish to make it a clean place to welcome people, he's going to do it because his goal is for people to encounter Jesus. And he doesn't care at all what he has to do in order to create a parish that's welcoming, to empower his people, and to go on mission. So the last time I saw you, I want to say was like 6 months ago, maybe longer, that we chatted. And the last time that we chatted, your living situation was rather questionable. Are you still living in that situation, and could you describe it?
Jesus was born in a stable, and sometimes it's also good to start over there. But now you can see this is my working room. I cleaned up the parish house. We had a little renovation. We do a lot of things by ourselves with friends and family and volunteers here also in the parish. And now I'm living after 10 months in the parish house. And when you think back to the start situation, everything is in the plan of God. Yeah, I started in a garage. Yes, so it was very difficult to find a good place to live. And the parish board really do their best to find a good accommodation. But when I started there, the cats were still running in that room and also do their things. So it was dirty. They tried to do their best, but it was very uncomfortable for me. And when you start in a new parish, it's important that you have a good place, that you can rest, that you can pray. And that was not in place. So the start was hard, but also made me humble. And now when I'm looking back, I'm now 1.5 years in the parish. I think, okay, thank you God also for that situation. And it helps me also to renovate the parish house, because the parishioners say, okay, now you are living on that place, take care for yourself and we will help you. We will support you. So people give their hands, give their talents, give their also some money to make this possible. And they are now also proud that our parish priests have a living place where they also are coming. A lot of people, 20 people of the parish have the key of my front door. So a lot of people can use this building. And that's also important. It's not my house. It's a house where the parish priest is living. And other people are welcome to join here with their activities, with their... So we really want to be the hospitality. We try to put that on the top. So the front door is open. People can walk in and look. Oh, what's this? Yeah, this is a parish house. Oh, what's a parish? What is a priest? So we are really sitting on the spot of the marketplace in Oosterhout. So we are really a part of the community over there, and the people who are living there, coming there for their relaxing moments with a lot of bars and restaurants. So we are part of that.
So look, I'm delighted you're no longer in a garage living with cats. Not that I have anything against cats. I love cats. Though I don't know that I choose to live in a garage with them. So I'm delighted about that. Although I don't think this is the divine renovation that normally we speak about. And so I'm delighted you've renovated, the parish has come around you and that they've supported you in that new place. But I want to hear some of the other stories now, because I'm like, okay, so you've moved out of the garage with cats. What else? Would you be willing to share with me just a little bit, when were you ordained? Tell me a bit about your priesthood.
I was ordained on the 7th November, the feast of Saint Willebrord, the founder of the church in the Netherlands, in 2015. So this year, this is my 8th year of priesthood. I'm very happy in that. I'm a joyful priest. And I started in 6 parishes in the neighborhood where I was born. Then I moved to 3 big parishes in Zeeland. It's near to the sea. Beautiful place. And then the bishop asked me to become a parish priest here in Oosterhout. And there's also 3 villages we have, church villages we can call them, Dorst, Oosteind and Den Hout, small villages. And I was born in Dorst, so I'm now back on the ground where I was born. So I'm 8-year priest. I'm a happy priest. And when I started here, I really have to start to clean up. And that's also what Father Jochem also writes in his book, chapter 3, I think. You have to clean up. So, and also, take up and work with your own hands. And a lot of people say, do you have to do that by yourself? Yeah, if you can help me, please join me. So as a priest, you also have to work. So on the first place, of course, we have to pray. That we know that, but also don't be lazy, but start working, because all what we do is for Christ. So when you clean up your room, when you clean up your house, it's also a gift to God. And don't say, no, I cannot do that work. I cannot take the vacuum cleaner to clean it. Don't be proud of that. Just do it. And I started here also to clean it up in the house. And a lot of people start helping me, because there are a lot of good people, but they don't know what to do. What can we do? And now I ask them also from their talents, can you help me? Could you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And people now are coming and helping me. But when you start, people have to learn it again. And they have to know you. So I cleaned up the parish house, but also old files. There were churches, they were already closed, but not yet sold. So I was, 2 big files of churches, 7 years, they were closed and not sold yet. And it's very hard for parishioners. So on my first day, I start talking with parties who can buy the church, and I closed that file in 1 year. And now I'm busy with another file for selling a church. So that's also cleaning, a little bit the mess. And also when you start in a parish, a lot of people came to me and said, you are from here, and do we have to accept what you are saying? And we know what we are doing. You are just, you are passing us. Maybe you are here 3 years, because I'm now the 4th parish priest in 10 years. Wow. So they say, okay, you stay maybe 3 years, so we don't bother that you are here. So, and that give also some classes in the beginning, classes.
So you've Father Jochem, you've been so busy already. My goodness, like I feel like I'm feeling tired. In my sleeves, I want to roll them back down. Help me understand. So I want to get to know you a little bit. What was your call to the priesthood? Like, you've been a priest for 8 years, so that's not terribly long.
No, I'm 45, so that you can count when I was ordained. In my former life, I say, I was a certified public auditor. I work as an auditor at PricewaterhouseCoopers. And the last years of my career, I was involved in merger and acquisitions in corporate finance. And I worked there 13 years. And after that, I worked 3 years as a financial director in a company. And then I ordained as a priest. And the calling, my parents still going to church. They sing in the choir. They give us a very good education in faith, in socials, everything. So I'm very happy that I have here a nice picture. I have to show it to you. Because it's a picture that my parents were celebrating their 50th marriage. So my parents are a big example for me. And they give us also the freedom to go to church. And I was an altar boy. I played the organ for many years. And when I was 15 years, I already played the organ in what's now the cathedral in Breda, our city of the diocese. So the church music also kept me in church. Because as an auditor, when I started studying as an auditor, in the weekends we go out, we have parties, we celebrate life, etc., etc. But every Sunday morning, I was conducting a choir of playing the organ. So it was for me very normal to be in church. And when I was a very little child, 4 or 5 years, they sent me to the school of the sisters. And they also had a very positive living style. I want to be with them. And all that together, it's a big puzzle. In 2004, I think the first time I asked information from the seminary of our diocese. And then the things moved on. I was studying as an auditor. I was working. But I said, is this life? I see a lot of young people in our company with a burnout, all kind of problems. And I really love to be an auditor, and I really love the company still. But it's not, I felt God has another plan for me. And maybe I can give you the summary. That's a one-liner from the homily of our bishop during my ordination Mass. God is calling even auditors from their offices. So God has a meaning with that. And now what I'm seeing, I'm clever with the financials, of course. It helps me in the parish. It helps me also with difficult files that the bishop has on his desk. And then he asked me, can you help me? No, and I can help him, of course. I really want to do it. And then we can also support the missionary parish, because I studied in Rome 2 years at the Pontifical Università della Santa Croce about church management. Because how we deal with financials, for example, is also a testimony for the gospel. Because when I make a really terrible mess of the financial of the parish, nobody will believe me when I speak about the gospel. So how we deal with buildings, how we deal with money, how we deal with all the church goods, it's also a way of proclaiming the gospel. And that is I think God is now laughing at me in heaven, because I thought God has a great plan with me to become an auditor and earn a lot of money. It was a very good idea. I have a nice house, 2 cars. Great. I think this is a good plan. Yeah, I conduct the choir. God gave me a good money. And then he knocked on my shoulder and said, okay, now you collected all that financial talents, and now I need you. And it was just on the moment that the partner at the PwC asked me to make a promotion and also to open a new perspective. So just at the time I can really earn a lot of money, God took and said, I need you. And that is, I'm smiling back, saying, I want to work for you and use my talents, use my life. Here I am. So people ask me, when was the moment that you decided to become a priest? Now, I didn't decide anything because the other plan was much better when you look on with the eyes of the world. But he was calling me, and I gave him my answer. I gave him my life, but it was not my idea to become a priest. I cannot imagine to become a priest, because I also say to God, there are people who are holier than I, then they are more worthy. So please take another guy. But okay, here I am.
So Father Jochem, it's a beautiful parallel. You stepping into the parish, and also your response to God's call to leave your secular life and to pursue the priesthood, because you there was a degree of surrender, obviously, in your story, a degree of surrendering, the cars, the house, and so as you stepped into this parish, the parish that you find yourself in now, I'm really curious, what were you discerning as being the call? Where in your priesthood and in your leadership were you feeling a degree of holy discontent that the parish hadn't yet become the thing that God was calling it to?
No, that's very easy, because I received a phone call from Breda, our diocese, from our bishop. Hello, with the bishop. I want to have a conversation with you. Oh, bishop, nice to meet you. Nice to speak to you. Is there something I have to know up front? No, just pray for our diocese. So I have a very good conversation with the bishop, and he asked me, you are only 3 years in the old parish, and doing good work over there. But as you know, I want to ask you to become a parish priest in Oosterhout. Yeah, bishop, but I was born over there. That's not possible. A prophet will never go back to the place where he was born. Are you already a prophet? But I don't receive education to become a parish priest. No, that study in Rome. That's good for me. And I said, but I'm only 3 years over there. Yeah, but I think this is a good moment. Okay, I surrender. And then I start in Oosterhout. So also my team members here say, oh, do you like to come here to the parish? I said, no, I was very good on my place in my former parish in Zealand. So I don't have to come over here. But the bishop asked me, and now I know why. So when I give my life to my vocation, when I give my life now to this parish, they get me all. So it's without any reservation. So I started with this, with this priesthood in Oosterhout. I say, okay, here I am, and let me see what I have to do. And then, a lot of people helped me, the parish board, team members. I have only one team member, a deacon, and a very good team assistant. I'm very happy with that. And we just started.
Yeah, so you had the deacon and an assistant. Was the assistant working there or volunteering?
Yeah, she's working there, and she's supporting our pastoral team.
Gotcha. Great.
Yeah, and she's also a member of that pastoral team, because she had a lot of information. So I'm very happy with my pastoral team. So that's okay. But and the bishop asked us. Now we are 2 years further. Say, we are making that missionary development from maintenance into mission. The parishes and activities are declining very fast at this time, so it's collapsing like a house of cards, is falling down. And it's very good that our bishop, he's into the missionary parish, Divine Renovation, and ask us to work together as a family of parishes. So now our diocese is divided in 5 areas, and I will also responsible for one of that areas. And also to look with other parishes, with other parish priests, what kind of missionary activities we can do over there, which activities are already in place, and how can we learn from each other, how can we help together. And so over that bigger area. We call it the pastoral zone. It's also in the exhortation of Pope Francis. He speaks about it, about the conversion of the parish community.
Yeah.
To develop a family of parishes, and also we only want to do what we can continue in the future, because too long we all the balls we are jingling in the air, but we cannot do it anymore.
Right.
So the people, some people, becoming old and they are dying. So we have to look at new people who really wants to become a disciple of Jesus. So we are reorganizing ourselves to become really a missionary parish. So the love of Christ don't give us a rest. The love of Christ make us do all kind of things to look to the future of the church. So now we have in our diocese over 100 buildings, church buildings. But when we are realistic, when we look at the financials, when we look at the visits in the church, I think when we have 30 churches, it's enough. So that's a very big development we have to make to the future in the coming 5 till 10 years. So we really have to reorganize to feeding the sheep that we now have, but especially for catching fishes, because they are standing on my front door. Last Saturday, there was a guy, 34 years, he rang my doorbell. I want to start a new life. I want to start a new life, and I feel in my heart that I can only do that with Jesus, because in the last years, I make a totally mess of it. So I said, come in, you are here on the right spot. We will start a new life with Jesus. And I invited him to come this Sunday to church. It's the first time he will come to the Basilica. Come, visit us, and we start a way of become disciple of Jesus. But last Easter, I had 6 new members in the church. It was a woman of 16 years, and it was a woman of 65, and a guy of 30, and 2 women of 40. So all kind of things are happening. So we really see that new people are looking to us and say, "Oh, we want to be member of the church." And but it's important that you. That's also important that you live on the marketplace. So every time I step out, people, especially when it's good weather, they are sitting on the terrace over there and looking at me with a glass of wine or a glass of beer and say, "Oh, what is he doing over there?" And sometimes they are shouting to me, "Ah, you are the Pope." No, I'm not the Pope. And then I go to the table and say, you were calling me, and they are a little bit ashamed. No, it was a joke. No. I don't like jokes. Do you have a question for me? And they say, "Oh, now you are here. Maybe you want to sit." "Oh, okay, I can sit a little while." And then we start talking. Last week, there was a party in front of my door. A girl, she celebrated her 30th anniversary. And her mother was asking, "Can you bless our daughter? Can you bless her?" Of course I can bless. So I start praying, because they also have to receive their meals. And I bless that. And then I start to singing happy birthday. And everyone was looking, what's going on? So when you have to show yourself.
No.
Say, okay, I'm also part of this community. And maybe people don't have anything with the church. Maybe they are averse of it. Maybe they don't like me. I don't know. But I say, okay, I'm here. I'm also part of this community, of this society. I have also a place over here. And then you have the most beautiful conversations, because the faith is laying down on the street. And there are a lot of people who really want to have a conversation. When I open the church this evening, I have adoration. We open the church and people just come in and look. Oh, what's going on here? A few months ago, I gave the blessing with the Holy Sacrament, and young women were looking at me, what he's doing, what's going on here? And that's amazing. And after that, I never seen that anymore, but they received the blessing with the Holy Sacrament, and God is working in them. So great. We have just to pray that they will come back.
It's so I'm so encouraged. I really am. I'm really very encouraged both by you and, it's I think it's helpful just to name some things. So you're in an interesting country. You're in an interesting area in the sense that Catholics have largely left. I mean, when I look at the statistics, it's only 2.7% of Catholics attend weekend mass in the Netherlands.
No. Less than 1%.
Less than 1%? Holy smokes. Less than 1%?
Yeah. So for my study, I was in Rome and was a priest from Eritrea. And he said, I have a problem. The church visit is decreasing from 55% till 47%. Oh, we have big problems. And then he looked at me. Your country is so rich. All the people want to come to church to thank God. So what is your average church visit? 1%, less than that. How is that possible? The people in the Netherlands, they have everything. They have to kneel and thanks God. So we in the Netherlands, we have a problem in faith. But there is more faith that you can see on the outside of people, that you can see when you look at the figures of the church visits. But therefore, it's important that you are part of the society and also come into that society. So they ask me, and I directly say yes, for a steering committee, an advisory board on a local festival. And I say, I will do it. And I have to write some text about myself and say, why is that parish priest part of that committee? How is that possible? Because I'm also part of that society, and give me the opportunity to meet a lot of people over there. So it's also finding the ways to be part of. Next week, we have a meeting with all the businesses, the companies in Oosterhout, and say, I'm also invited. I will also attend. I don't have a business. I don't have a company. Or maybe I have a company. I have a business to run. And that's saving the souls. Bring souls to Christ. That's my company. That's what I have to do. Bring people to Jesus. And I'm there, and I want to speak with the owners of companies. Last week I was at the soccer club in Roosendaal, and we speak about Laudato Si, the encyclic of Pope Francis. I say, what are you doing here as a priest? We are just as owner of companies. No, I'm also part of your society. So, and they like it, that they hear another sound. So that's so interesting. People don't are at first to the church. So when we don't want to conversate with you. They really want to listen what you have to say.
Yeah. It's so, so everything's fascinating in all this, right? Because you're in a place that is, that even Catholics aren't engaged in their faith. And so what's amazing to me is to hear the story of at the highest level, the diocese and the way the diocese has come together for the purpose of mission, and the sense of unity that I get from listening to the story of these families of parishes that have come together for the purpose of mission. I think it's just phenomenal and fascinating to me. But then also, just if I zoom down to sort of your parish and the work that you're doing there, people showing up on your front door. That in itself is so encouraging. I mean, for me, it reflects an activity of the Spirit. But just your willingness and intentionality, just how intentional you are at engaging the world, the secular world, the marketplace, like, and recognizing that is the potential for mission. Like, this is a time for mission, and we got to go to where people are. We can't expect that they're not all going to end up on our front step saying, I want to transform my life. So how do we go to them? And the intention you've brought to that is just so encouraging.
Yeah, it's important. Just show yourself. When you do your own shoppings in the grocery, there was a young guy. He said, "You are the parish priest." Yeah. I watched you on YouTube, the channel you have. I'm also religious. Can I also come to church? Yeah, of course. Here you have my number. Give me a call or give me an app. You still have to do it, but when you are there where the people are, they will ask you. So it's so easy. Just be friendly. I always step outside with a smile. And sometimes that is not easy. And they say, oh, I have to. This is also when I step outside the parish house, people are looking at me, and I am a witness of the gospel of the Lord. So here I am. And when you are friendly and clear in what you want and what you don't want, that's what people need.
Yeah. So are you seeing, like, you've been there for how long at your parish now? 2 years, you said? 3 years?
No, almost 2 years.
2 years. Are you seeing early signs of fruit? Are you seeing people encounter Jesus? Like, what are you seeing on the ground?
No, what I see is that we have on Sunday we have our family catechesis mornings, and we start with formation, with the parents, with the kids, all kinds of groups. Then we celebrate Mass, and we see that a lot of families, also from other countries, come and visit. People from Iraq, from Syria, from Poland, from Africa, and also families from the Netherlands. And I try to connect them because we are brothers and sisters in Christ. Mm-hmm. So we are a family. So outside there's a barbecue. We have coffee moments. We have all kinds of stuff that we can bring people together and connect them. Mm-hmm. And now I see it's difficult here in the parish. Not everything is running but step by step, visiting the families at their homes. Very important to go on home visits by the older people, but especially by the young families, and also invite them. I missed you. Can you come? Can you help me? Yeah. Can your kids become altar servers? Can they clean up the mesh around the church? Can they invite them to help you? And people say, oh yeah, we want to do it. We want to do it. And then you can start also with the formation of faith. Mm-hmm. And that's important, that they really that they get a relationship with Jesus Christ. Yes. And you have to start that with your own, from out your own relationship with Christ. That people say, okay, what he's doing, he's believing that Christ is really present in the Holy Eucharist. And so when people see that what you are doing, what you are believing, that is real, they say, that's interesting. I also want that. How can I? No, and then you have to speak about that with people. So yes, I see fruits. Also how people help me in the parish. The questions people now ask. And also when we look at the church visit, we are a little bit increasing. So we have more visitors after COVID than before. So church attendance is up. You've got more. You're creating multiple on-ramps for people to engage. So coffee to barbecues, and so you're reaching people. You're connecting them, and then you're inviting them deeper in their journey. So it's important to the Basilica in Oosterhout is really on the marketplace. Mm-hmm. But we also spoke about the inflatable church. I did it also in Terneuzen, my former parish. You know an inflatable church?
No. What's an inflatable church?
Now it's a big plastic church, very, very big. You can walk in that, and you can put it on a market square. You put air in it. I can send you a picture of it. Very nice. And invite people. We do it during our street missions and say, here's a candle. There's our inflatable church with a statue of the Holy Mary. And light a candle. And people are singing in that inflatable church. People say, what is this? What is it? Oh, we want to be there. There's something attractive. And when I did it in Terneuzen, more than 500 people entered the church and light the candle. And also the government was involved with that to say, that's interesting. We will open this moment. So also the mayor was over there. So there are a lot of possibilities, but you have to also be creative. So we have to find other ways also to get the attention of the people. We also want to do it here in Oosterhout because people need it. They are so hungry. They have a spiritual hunger. I also see it with young women and guys. Here we have a lot of choirs in Oosterhout. I'm very happy with that. With young people, they come from the gymnasium, from the high school, and they are not baptized. They know nothing about Christ. But our conductor, he's a man of faith. He's married, 2 children, and he teaching that guys and women about singing, but also about faith. And he is recruiting them because he's also a teacher on a high school. And then what you see, yesterday I was with their rehearsal. They rehearse in my house. So I come there and say, oh, I want to sing together with you. They were looking, huh? No, I can sing a little bit. And so I was a tenor and I helped them a little bit. And after that, you have a little chats with that guys, and they start asking questions. Are you a priest? What is that? And I show them the house. We have a chapel. Oh, I don't believe. Oh, that's not possible. You not yet know that you are a Christian, but we will help you with that. And they say, oh, what? I'm not a Christian. No, but you are here in a Catholic house. And then we start talking about it, about the meaning of life, all the big questions, and that's a start, And they also go with me. That's really nice on the World Youth Day in Lisbon this year. So from my parish, now 15 young people will go to Lisbon, and they whoa, what's happening? And they don't know what they can expect because half of them are not Catholic, but when they go on the pilgrimage to the World Youth Day, there will be a reformation in them. They say, "Oh, Jesus Christ, you are my life." They will sing it. They will see the Pope. The Pope, who is that? And that is all what we need. Just say, okay, this is who we are, and please join us. So be also a welcome church to everyone. Because the young people, there's a lot of, a gray area. Everything is possible in the world. They think they don't know what to choose anymore. And then when you take them on a pilgrimage and you give them a good guidance, they say, okay, the faith is very clear. God loves me, who I am, always. He wants me also. Oh, that's another sound I hear in the world. Maybe I have to develop me in faith. And then we are catching the fish again. So it's a very positive time. I'm now 8 years a priest. And it was in the first year I was reading in the morning prayer. It's a good time. It's a positive time. The kingdom of God is near. This is a new time we are in, a new time lap in the church. When you look at the history of the church in the Netherlands, in 1853, the hierarchy of the bishops was restored after the Protestants, after Reformation. 1853. We had a growth of 100 years. 1953. There was a Second World War. And before, already, we go down. So in the 1920, 1930, we are turning from a grow. The church was, every city, every village has its own church. Then we go down from 80 years now. And now we are 2023, and we are going back. So we are making the church is living through the ages, to the so 100 year, 100 year, 100 year. So this time is so hopeful. You can see what's going on.
It's amazing though. You're painting a picture of you're painting a picture of what the country's gone through, but it's also what's happening at your parish, right? It's like, you see this historic growth, then you see the steep decline, and now you're at the very beginning, just a couple years in, you're at the very beginning at your parish of that growth again, and you're already seeing it. Just a couple years in, you're already seeing it. And if I could name one theme that I'm picking up, certainly in this conversation with you, as I learn more about your parish and more about your diocese, it's like everything's been oriented to mission. Like you've just got, like, it's not like, oh yeah, like, we've got an evangelization program that we run on Thursday nights. It's like, no, everything is like, okay, how do we reach people through this? How do we use our choir? It's everything. You've got inflatables. I mean, like, it's all the things that the parish has done has such intentionality around evangelization. Let's bring people into relationship with Jesus, whether they're in our pews or whether they're in the streets. How do we get more of them into relationship with Jesus? And it's not just happening at your parish, but it's happening at the family of parishes. It's happening at the diocese level. I mean, like, this is incredible. This level of intentionality that God has brought to your diocese, to your country, to your parish. I mean, it is quite something.
Yeah, and of course we have a lot of work to do in the maintenance church, because we have a lot of problems with our buildings, etc., with our old structures. It's all here, but it's important that you focus on that mission and maintenance. There will be always maintenance, but it helps when you place the maintenance in a missionary perspective. And what I told you earlier, also how we deal with maintenance, it's part of evangelization. When we maintain our buildings, we also have to do that with a missionary perspective. So when you put on your missionary glasses, you have another perspective. And then everything is important in that. So don't think that being busy with meetings is not missionary. No, also a meeting can be missionary. So we have to put it in another perspective, all the things we do, because we are building on the Church of Christ. I also asked the bishop, he gave me an appointment and said, okay, can you do this for me? Yeah, bishop, but is this what God is asking from me? Is this why I become a priest? Yeah, you are a priest, a prophet, and a king. So all the things you have to do. The sacraments, the proclaiming of the gospel, and also to organize and steering your parish. It's also a part of your priesthood. It's also a part that Jesus asks you to do. So place it in the right perspective. And don't think, no, I don't want to have a meeting. I don't want to have meetings with the parish board. No, it's part of the mission that Jesus gave us. Cleaning the parish house, cleaning the toilets. It's also a way to become holy.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a way to bring other people to Christ, because they see also, okay, the parish priest is doing this because he wants that it's clean for other people. He wants that he wants to give us the quality of a life with Jesus. So it's in everything. It's in everything.
Yeah. So, Father Jochem, you've got, there's bishops, priests, leaders, lay leaders from all over the world listening in on us. If I could challenge you, what's one or two things in terms of advice you would give to them? I mean, they're coming from all over the place. We get people listening from all over the world. What's one or two things you might say to them to either encourage them or challenge them?
Have a good prayer life and a good spiritual director. That's the most important. Spiritual direction and a good prayer life, and celebrate every day when you are a priest, the Eucharist. Pray the rosary, etc. The breviary, pray. That's important. And the second thing, be joyful. We have a joyful message of the Lord. So we cannot have a sad face, and sometimes it's difficult also for me, and that not every day, every morning I jump out of my bed, but be friendly and be clear. And that's what my parents also said when I became a parish priest here. Be clear is what my father said. Be clear, because in the last 50 years, it was not clear what we have to do as parishioners. Everything was possible in the church, and every tried to find their own way. And see what we have now. Nothing. And my mother directly said, and be friendly. And that costs nothing. Just be friendly. And also Jesus said, show to the people that you are brothers and sisters, show your love to each other. Prayer life, clear and friendly.
Oh, thank you so much, Father Jochem. It's been a real treat for me to be able to spend this time with you. Next time in the Netherlands, though, I'm definitely making my way over to Oosterhout. We're going to spend some time together. It's I'm just so encouraged by you, by all your stories. So thanks for being with us. And look, I pray that God continues to do crazy things through your parish, that you continue to see the growth, and that the next time we get together, you get to have more stories, maybe even in a bigger inflatable church. Who knows?
God bless. Bye-bye.